long before the bright lights and packed stadiums, elite athletes are making different choices. The mindset Oklahoma coaches say helps create world-class players.
Severe storm chances in the metro tonight. Chief Meteorologist Jack Gerfen has the latest on when and where you can expect them.
Thousands of Oklahoma County warrants are being reviewed. Some could be dismissed. Who decides which ones stay and which ones go?
This is the Fox 25 News at 9.
Thousands of active warrants in Oklahoma County could soon be dismissed under a new agreement being considered by local officials. The Criminal Justice Advisory Council is working with the District Attorney's Office on a plan to clear roughly 5,000 warrants, some dating back decades.
Fox 25's Rob Hagan joins us live from the Oklahoma County Jail to break down the proposal and who it could affect. Rob, what can you tell us?
Adam, Wendy, the warrant dismissal program will take place over the course of a year. A representative with the foundation helping fund the project told me some of the warrants out there, get this, are for people who may already be dead.
Do you have an active warrant that could be dismissed? Maybe. The Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office and the Criminal Justice Advisory Council say more than 5,000 active warrants could be dismissed if they no longer pose a threat to public safety. The Sheriff's Office provided the list of felony and misdemeanor warrants to the DA.
There's a lot of them that are for bogus checks from years ago.
I wanted to ask Vicki Bahena more about the program, but she left the meeting early. So I spoke with Perrin Duncan. Duncan says some of the warrants were issued in the 70s and some of the people could already be dead. She assures me the program does not apply to violent crimes.
There's no one that's going to have a warrant recalled and dismissed if they committed a homicide.
The project price tag comes out to more than $109,000. Most of the funding is provided by the Arnall Family Foundation and pays for a team of interns who are reviewing the warrants. Any decision to recall a warrant has to be signed off by a judge and the DA. The warrant review is part of a broader effort to address challenges inside the Oklahoma County Jail. A consulting firm interviewed criminal justice leaders and found the jail needs improvement in leadership, staffing, data use, and long-term planning. A 2023 report showed 84% of inmates were being held pre-trial, well above the national average of 71%. The report found traffic offenses were the most common municipal charges leading to jail time, and that black residents made up 37% of the jail population despite representing only 15% of the county's population. The review highlights continuing court delays and concerns about jail conditions officials say impact public safety and efficiency of the justice system.
The jail costs us money too, our taxpayer dollars go to that, and the more that we can reduce the amount of people that are in our facility, the better.
Now, the next CJAC planning meeting will be held in July. Officials hope to have a new jail management plan in August. Live at the Oklahoma County Big House. Rob Hagan, Fox 25 News.
Thanks, Rob. We've been watching the chance for some storms out there this evening across northern Oklahoma. We really haven't seen much of the storms in Kansas make their way down just yet. But earlier on today, we actually did have a number of storms that were moving on through, but even those went into green country and they're now actually fading away now within portions of Missouri and also Arkansas. So as you zoom out, you can see that we are now just starting to see a few of those storms try to make their way now into the north central part of the state by Kate County as those storms are kind of now sliding southward. But most of the activity that we're going to be talking about overnight tonight is actually just going to develop over the course of the night tonight. So we'll show that here in a moment. As you can see, though, the radar estimated 12-hour rainfall hours, shows that we had a pretty big complex of storms kind of moving on through, but they stayed within the northern part of the state. And so there's been a kind of this corridor there where there has been basically like 2 to 4 inches worth of rain. And on the Mesonet sites, we've been able to pick up almost 3 1/4 inches worth of rain across Grant County. Here in the metro, we had some drizzle earlier on today, but it's been pretty cloudy and obviously a lot cooler with temperatures right now in the low 70s. So it's actually very comfortable out there. Still more 80s holding on across southern Oklahoma. But right now, a lot of us are anywhere from around 15 to 25 degrees colder than this time 24 hours ago, thanks to the winds out of the northeast at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. So overnight tonight, you're noticing that we're going to be talking about more storms just kind of blossoming on the radar. As we go later on into the night tonight, we're going to be noticing more just storms in general out there, especially after midnight, and especially across more of the kind of the southern half of the state. Now, as you can see, as we go into tomorrow morning, this will be impacting the metro for the morning commute, and we're looking at more heavy rain showers to then kind of slowly work their way eastward as we go throughout the morning and early afternoon of our Friday. So a lot of rain is expected out there for tonight, which will go more in depth in our main forecast. 60s overnight tonight, and then for tomorrow, still a little bit below our average, but a little bit warmer than today. We're back in the 80s with a chance for storms out there. So heavy rain and storms overnight tonight. We're heating up for this weekend, and we have more rain chances as we go into next week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Jack. Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt kicking off Heat Awareness Week with a proclamation intended to remind residents and visitors of heat-related illness and injury. According to the CDC, signs of heat exhaustion include dizziness, thirst, nausea, and weakness. If you notice those symptoms, move to a cool area, loosen your clothing if possible. A heat stroke can cause confusion, dizziness, and in some cases, loss of consciousness. In these cases, you need to call 911 immediately. Move the person to a cooler area. Try to cool them down as much as possible. Untreated heat stroke can lead to death or permanent disability. An Oklahoma City charter school is closed after being ordered to shut down earlier this year. Proud to partner Leadership Academy put on probation in November. Was told to fix a number of issues, including budgetary concerns, problems with teaching operations, attendance, and inaccurate reporting of the number of students the school was serving. Families affected by the closure who need help transitioning to a new school can contact the statewide charter school board.
Law enforcement officials investing allegations that a child was given to a landlord in exchange for lower rent. Recently, deputies with the Muskogee County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a woman in possession of a newborn child. Investigators say the baby was given to the woman by the child's parents, Cheyenne Hamilton and Donald Philippi Jr. Officials say they soon discovered the couple had another child in 2025. Investigators in Muskogee County believe that child was found with Megan Collins, the landlord of Hamilton and Philippi. DNA samples have been collected and submitted for testing.
A Tulsa man been indicted on 10 felony charges after investigators said he trafficked multiple victims for commercial sex, including 3 minors, and distributed child sexual abuse material. Investigators began looking at a 27-year-old multiple reports involving commercial sex. They say a forensic examination of Clay's cell phone revealed grooming of young females and the arranging of commercial sex encounters. State Attorney General Gettner Drummond says he'll continue to work with law enforcement to find traffickers, rescue victims, and hold offenders accountable.
An Oklahoma County man accused of providing fentanyl to a young mother leading to her death is now being charged. A multi-county grand jury indicted 40-year-old DJ Simpson on charges of first-degree murder or alternatively second-degree murder, as well as distribution of a controlled dangerous substance. Officials say the charges stem from the death of 29-year-old Cambry Newsom, a mother of 3. Investigators believe Simpson knew Newsom had struggled with addiction and had maintained a period of sobriety before her death.
Oklahoma Highway Patrol named the 86-year-old woman who died in an accident in Garfield County. According to investigators, Betty Mitchell was driving on South Highway 132 when she did not stop at a stop sign. Her vehicle was hit by a westbound vehicle in the intersection. The driver in the other vehicle was injured, but the extent of his injuries has not been released. Authorities say an 8-year-old is dead after an accident with an ATV. Oklahoma Highway Patrol says emergency crews called to an accident and pushed Mataha County Wednesday night. Troopers say the child going too fast on Short Trail Road lost control while trying to make a turn, causing the ATV to roll. The 8-year-old thrown from the ATV then landed on top of a child. The child, who was not identified, died from their injuries.
Tonight, we're taking a look at how many voters cast a ballot in this week's primary election. Just over 575,000 people voted for a gubernatorial candidate. That's up from 2022's 527,000, but down from 2018's over 850,000 voters. The CEO of the organization Let's Fix This says 75% of eligible voters in Oklahoma did not show up to vote at this election.
Turnout in primary elections is always lower because it's often the races that aren't as publicized. And in particular this year, because Oklahoma has closed primary elections, it meant that independent voters didn't really have much to motivate them to come out, except for State Question 832.
Andy Moore there noting Oklahoma consistently ranks at the bottom of the pack for voter turnout. He says there are ways the state legislature and state election board could help by proactively sending ballots or informational packets to voters weeks in advance of an election so that they have time to prepare.
A major traffic headache about to hit Northwest Expressway, the 2-year, $15 million project replacing the May Avenue Bridge with a new diamond intersection. Road closures start tomorrow, so May Avenue will start to be diverted using temporary asphalt. Overnight closures for Northwest Expressway are going to start on Sunday.
We're going to keep one lane open majority of the time for Expressway. It'll be eastbound or westbound while they start taking the bridge down in pieces overnight. So the traffic flow is going to change periodically depending on what phase they're at and how they're going to continue the construction operations.
Construction set to last for 2 years. Oklahoma City officials asking drivers to be aware and be safe while they slowly remove the bridge. We've got information on more upcoming closures on our website, okcfox.com. Construction also expected to cause backups in a part of Edmond. The city's public works field services will be replacing a failing storm drain on Air Depot Boulevard between 15th Street and 33rd Street starting next Monday. This will require a full road closure south of Newport and north of Whitetail Run. So people living in the area will still be able to access their homes. Work scheduled to be completed by July 2nd.
People living in Norman will soon have a new way to pay their utility bills. The My Utility portal will go live next week, replacing the city's current online utility accounting system. The new system will allow users to view meter consumption data, pay bills, set usage thresholds, and leak alerts. Officials say consumers registered with the current customer portal will be able to access the new one by resetting their password. A hospital in Oklahoma is celebrating its latest success in cardiac surgery innovation. SSM Health St. Anthony Hospital says one of its doctors performed the first surgery with its newest Da Vinci 5 robotic surgical system yesterday. Officials with the hospital say they're the only hospital in the Oklahoma City market with the technology dedicated to cardiac procedures. They say it allows surgeons to use better precision through smaller incisions, reducing trauma after surgery.
The Thunder Community Foundation set to open its latest community court. They'll be unveiling this at Southern Woods Park in Stillwater next Friday. The park's previous court was severely damaged by a tornado in 2024. The new Thunder Court features new hoops, paint, and Thunder graphics. There are 31 other community courts all across the state.
Watching storms across southern Kansas just now cross over into northern Oklahoma right now. Coming up, we're going to be talking about these storms as well as additional ones that are going to form later on tonight.
Right now, some of the world's best soccer players are competing on the sport's biggest stage.
But long before the packed stadiums, international fame, championship dreams, there are some clues that separate elite athletes from everyone else. We spoke with two coaches who walk us through what it takes.
The mentality, it's in the mindset.
When people think about World Cup stars, they often think about talent. But Mark Howard, who came through Manchester United's academy system and trained alongside players like Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ryan Giggs, and Rio Ferdinand, says talent alone is not enough.
I played with some exceptional players through the years growing up. And them exceptional players, which I saw a huge future to, they just got wasted by the side, and I put that down to not focusing, not doing the added stuff, looking after themselves.
At the same time, he watched others exceed expectations.
I played with some players where I thought, he's got a lot of talent, but I don't necessarily believe he has what it takes to go to the top. And then you see that player just rise straight to the top because he was mentally prepared, mentally strong.
At Oklahoma State, women's soccer coach Colin Carmichael has come to the same conclusion. He's coached players who went on to compete in the Women's World Cup, including Edmond native Courtney DK.
And those players are so driven. You know, they just always want to get better. They always come to you and ask, you know, what can I work on? What can I be better at?
According to Carmichael, elite players separate themselves long before they ever reach the world stage.
They put in the extra time, you know, when other kids are spending their summers maybe at the lake or hanging out. Those kids are working with the ball and trying to work on their craft.
And while highlight reel goals may grab attention, both coaches say the biggest difference is consistency.
As elite players, they're able to do it game in and game out. Every practice, every workout, you know, every film session, they're locked in.
So as young athletes watch the World Cup this summer, dreaming of one day reaching that level themselves, the lesson may be simpler than they expect.
You know, don't just focus on the pretty stuff. Watch how hard those guys work on the field and try to emulate that when you play.
Now, despite their different paths, both coaches reach the same conclusion: mentality matters.
6 Oklahomans with the Oklahoma Energy Football Club were part of the opening ceremony for the FIFA World Cup match between England and Croatia. Yesterday, the players served as flag bearers in Dallas, carrying massive country flags and the official tournament banner onto the pitch. Before they left, one of the players told Fox 25 they were excited to be part of something so monumental to the world. We have more photos of the flag bearers on our website. Head to okcfox.com.
We were watching the chance for storms to come on into the area overnight tonight and into our Friday morning and kind of the first half of the afternoon as well. Now, this is a 12-hour loop on the radar where we can see that there was a lot of storms just kind of training over portions of north central Oklahoma, especially within Grant and Kay counties. There's actually a number of severe thunderstorm warnings there that just kept on moving on through the area and then moved into Green Country. And now we're just starting to see a few more storms now cross over from Kansas into Kay County again. So these storms have been in Kansas now the past couple hours, and now they're making their way slowly southward. But we're going to be kind of seeing this trend to continue more and more as we go on into the overnight hours. This is basically the first little bit right here. There's really not much activity on the radar besides that. But as we go into tonight, we're going to be noticing just more storms in general just forming and blossoming on the radar. And by tomorrow morning, they'll be very widespread. And so overnight tonight, there could be a few stronger storms that produce wind gusts in that 60 to 70 mile per hour wind range, maybe up to quarter size to golf ball sized hail. Overall, though, it's a margin of risk, so it's an overall very low threat. But I think our bigger issue is going to be the chance for some heavy rain. And we've already seen a lot of that across northern Oklahoma earlier on today with those training thunderstorms out there. And so you can see that in Grant County, had a mesonet site record over 3 inches worth of rain. But as you'll see with this graphic, this is our excessive rainfall graphic. It's not in northern Oklahoma, but it's actually in the southern part of the state. And that's the primary reason why we have a flood watch down in the southwest corner of the state, because we do think that overnight tonight into our Friday morning, most of the storm activity is going to be down there, which you're going to see with this Futurecast graphic. Does a pretty good job showing that. So as we go later on into this evening and tonight, you've got more rain showers and storms developing on the radar, and especially after midnight, where you can again see locations south of I-40 and generally to the west of I-35, again, kind of more the southwest corner of the state. That's where I think a lot of the rain showers and storms are going to be for a long time in the early morning hours of our Friday. And then as we go later on into the Friday, morning commute time frame into the kind of mid-morning, everything is then kind of moving slowly off to the east. And then as we go into the late morning, early afternoon, then most of our storm activity would be across more of southeastern Oklahoma. So that's what's going to be passing on through the area over the course of our night tonight into tomorrow. The stationary boundary is to thank for that, so it stays nearby, giving us a chance for storms. And eventually we're going to be watching the placement of this low pressure center, which could provide us with a few more chance for storms on Saturday, and helps to dry us out on Sunday for Father's Day, but really bumps up the temperatures before that boundary then kind of moves into Oklahoma and then gives us more chance for rain showers later on in our forecast next week. So this margin of risk is really just for tomorrow morning into the early afternoon, as those storms are essentially kind of carrying over from what we had for tonight. And that's also the reason why that excessive rainfall graphic kind of then shifts that way as well. So again, part of this is a bit of a repeat there. Again, this is early tomorrow morning, passing on through the area. There will be some of those stronger storms out there across the late morning, early afternoon. And then you can see that by probably the afternoon hours and early evening hours across much of the area on Friday. Tomorrow, it's going to be pretty nice. Maybe a few storms passing on through overnight, but it's going to be an overall nice day. Storms are possible across the northwest corner of the state on Saturday. And then for Father's Day on Sunday, it's going to be hot with temperatures that are going to be into the upper 90s for our highs. So very, very hot out there for us on Sunday. But you'll see with our 10-day forecast that as we go into next week, we've got more opportunities for rain showers and storms. Kind of keeps our temperatures in check a little bit. Maybe it gets a little bit warmer by the end of the following week. But for tomorrow, we'll be watching those storms and just be careful out on your morning commute tomorrow morning. If there are some of those heavier showers and storms, just give yourself a little bit extra space between you and the car ahead of you.
Tell you what, that storm maybe session cools everything off on Friday, but that Sunday's a hot little potato.
Yeah,
we could pop right back up.
Yep, pop right back up. Yep, those could be heat index values again in that 110 range. Ooh. So expect there to be some heat advisories that'll get posted in the coming days for Sunday.
Yeah, I think those are coming.
Yep.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is Fox 25 Sports.
OU baseball is now on the verge of making history. The team trailed 8-2 in an elimination game versus Georgia Tech back on June 1st. And since then, the Sooners have won 7 games in a row and now find themselves in the championship series against North Carolina. Wednesday's semifinal against Georgia was an offensive clinic from the Sooner Bats. OU hit 5 home runs, including 2 each from Deshaun Harris and Jason Walk. On the mound, Nick Wozlowski, the 3rd straight OU freshman to start at the World Series. He went 5 2/3, giving up 4 hits and also striking out 4. Another strong outing from a young arm as the Sooners are 2 wins away from a national championship.
Just all of us pulling on the same rope, as a team, and as roommates growing up in this program, we learned from our upperclassmen, and that was big for us. And when it came to our opportunity to shine on the field, we knew what to do.
Just trying to compete up there. I know if I go, then the chances of everybody else going is pretty high. So just trying to be that tone setter and, get the team up. We were putting great at bats before we even scored. So I knew what we had in the lineup, and it was a good day to hit. Good day to hit.
Flying around the field, we had Cam, we had Taki making picks. It's not just about me. It's the 7 guys behind me. They're the reason why we were able to have success tonight.
OU now has a couple of days off before the best-of-3 series starts against the Tar Heels. First pitch of Game 1 set for Saturday at 7 p.m. I'm Stone Weber, and that's a look at sports.
Thank you, Stone. We've got our next weather maker showing. We've got more opportunities for rain showers and storms for our night tonight into Friday, with more storms that'll be quite isolated on Saturday, with more of them again next week. The one really hot day in our forecast, Father's Day on Sunday, with a high of 97.